NortwestFest is an international documentary film festival that's on right now in Edmonton all the way through May 15th. And I'm thrilled to say that we're joined next on CKUA's Alberta Morning by the creator of one of the films being presented at this year's NortwestFest, Fighting Through the Fog, a film about one Albertan's experiences with and valiant fight against multiple sclerosis. The documentary screens May 14th at the beautiful Metro Cinema, and I'm thrilled to say we are joined right now by the acclaimed filmmaker behind this project, Kelly Wolfert. Kelly, thank you so much for being here at CKUA Studios and joining us this morning.
Morning, Grant.
It's so great to have you, and what a powerful film. I'm really excited to get into this movie itself in a moment, but first, just want to talk to you for a sec. Just want to know, was there a moment that you fell in love with film? I mean, as somebody that's kind of given your whole life to film, do you recall there being like one gateway experience or one great movie that you saw, one moment that kind of the die was all cast for you right there?
I was lucky enough to have it happen a little bit differently. So many people watch a film and they're like, I want to be a filmmaker. I actually went onto a film set when I was 15 and watched everybody working. I was just there as an observer, and I guess sort of by the end of the day, I was grabbing some lighting stands for people and sort of tried to get into it. And it's such a great community here. Other than the who's this kid, it was great. They wanted, they didn't mind having an extra pair of hands and stuff. And I think it was either a week or two after that I worked on my first paid commercial, which was a McDonald's McWestern burger commercial produced out of Edmonton. And that sort of got me started. But obviously through the progression of my career, documentary became more of a focus just because I wanted to dive really deeply into actual stories.
Yeah, and really homing in on like community stories too. You've created portraits of, Spider Mabel and Brett Kissel, and this one is really remarkable. Can you introduce us to the person that we meet in this film and tell us what it was about this story that really called out to you, that you really wanted to help tell this story to the world?
Well, the fantastic thing about Patrycia Rzechowka is that I met her filming Spider Mabel.
Wow.
So in Spider Mabel, she becomes Mabel's mentor. Mabel's going through some challenges after her cancer treatment years down the road. And she just needs to have somebody there to have her back and show her sort of, how to be involved in the community at an older age, because Spider Mabel was 6 and we filmed with Patrycia and Mabel when Mabel was more 8 years old. So they're very similar people. They're both very involved in the community. They both have had a health challenge. Patrycia's is still ongoing because there is no cure for MS, but there's been a lot of advancements as far as research and medication. And so meeting Patrycia on that film, we were kind of struck by, it's like, wow, we could do a film about her as well, which you say so often on so many projects. And then it's like, well, no, let's do a film about Patrycia. So we actually did a shorter version through Tell a Story Hive.
Great title.
That was MS'd with the Wrong Girl, which is sort of was Patrycia's brand.
Right.
It was very in-depth into her character focus, but not her full story. Mm-hmm. And then so from that, sort of showing that around, we had the ability to make a feature-length version of that years later. So we're super glad that it played in a couple festivals last year, and then the full cycle of it is finishing off at home in Edmonton at NortwestFest, and a huge thanks to them for selecting it.
How exciting and how much more appropriate could it possibly be? It's such a great thing that's making this triumphal homecoming to NortwestFest, and people can find out by going to northwestfest.ca how to attend, check out the trailer and all those things. So Kelly, thank you so much for being here with us. This story about Patrycia and her fierce stance in resistance to MS is clearly going to be a very powerful one for audiences to encounter. What kind of impact do you hope that your film will make with the people coming to see it for the first time in your and Patrycia's hometown of Edmonton next week?
Well, I think that it's important for people to understand a little bit more about what MS is. People have a rough idea of what it is, but there's so many different things that go on for people. Sometimes people won't even show any symptoms at all, and you won't know the fight that they're living. And there's a bit of a stigma as well about one of these episodic illnesses. So we want to address that and show how, Patrycia does struggle. The crazy thing is, as we sort of discover following Patrycia, is that you can get tingling in your legs, and the first thing you think of is, will I be able to walk tomorrow? Or you've worked a long day and your brain fog, you're having trouble putting words together, and there is a progressiveness to the disease, and so you never really know where you stand. So it's those scary moments of what's tomorrow going to be like, and how Patrycia tackles all the regular things that go on in life while having that in the back of her head is where are things going. She's an unbelievable advocate. She's been awarded much recognition for the work that she does, but we get a chance to see her with her family, her with her significant other, and just to see some of the struggles and some of the tragedies that happen in her life in the 66-minute documentary.
Well, so you followed and or documented Patrycia Rzechowka's life day to day for how long now for this film?
Well, we did a little bit of filming with Patrycia while we were doing Spider Mabel. Then we did some work with her for the shorter doc. There was a little bit of a break while we were trying to sell the longer doc. And then we went back with her. So I don't know. I think it's somewhere along the lines of about 4 years of seeing her life change. And Patrycia's a young woman, and she's going through, the normal progression of life.
Yeah.
Getting a better job, finding a significant other, like all those things, tackling some of the themes of, she felt she was a little bit broken and who would love her,
right.
Kind of a thing. And so it's one of the great things that Patrycia has always said is that she feels like her story is identifiable to people because everybody is struggling with something. Not to say that her struggle is more or less than other people's, but people can identify with struggle. And if she can inspire people to keep going, no matter what situation they're in, then she feels good about what she's doing and the level of fight that she's putting in.
Well, I can't imagine how gratifying this is for yourself as a filmmaker. Kelly Wolfert, thank you so much for being here. Congratulations on all the amazing success of this film, Fighting Through the Fog.
Thanks so much.
Fighting Through the Fog screens May 14th as part of the Perspective Alberta screening series at Edmonton's Metro Cinema for NortwestFest 2024. You can find details, trailers, tickets for this and so many other films by checking out northwestfest.ca.